Hello, and welcome back to the cabin. Today we're going to do something a little different. We're going to read some letters from our viewers. And some of these are short stories that people have wrote. After all, November is short story month. We've changed the table setting. As you can see, we're geared up for winter. And I've got the little snowman out in the forest here. And of course, we've got cups of hot tea. Delicious. And our first letter comes from a lady who says, she didn't leave her name. She just said, made it out of the kitchen alive. I'll just begin reading. Last weekend, I decided to try my hand at baking cookies from scratch, and I was feeling ambitious, thinking about the delicious smell of freshly baked cookies filling my kitchen and my house. I gathered all my ingredients, flour, sugar, butter, chocolate chips, and a heap of optimism. I mixed everything together, and after a little too much sampling of the dough, who can resist, I rolled the mixture into cute little balls and plopped them on the baking sheet. Feeling like a baking pro, I set the timer, cleaned my hands, and settled down with a cup of coffee to enjoy the sweet anticipation. About 10 minutes in, that's too long, I got my whiff of something that was a hint of burnt sugar. I pushed it aside, convincing myself it was just my imagination. But then, just a few minutes later, the alarm clock from the oven started yelling at me, not the timer. Oh no, the smoke detector's going off and it's time for me to intervene. I guess. In a panic, I rushed to the kitchen, waving my arms like a windmill, but the smoke detector was not having it, blaring away like it was auditioning for a role in a disaster movie. That's a good one. I swung open the oven door and a cloud of smoke erupted like I had just opened the portal to some burnt cookie hell. My perfectly innocent cookies had transformed into charred little discs. I stood there, entranced by the sight of my once promising cookies, now resembling lost causes. I could have sworn I heard them whispering, "Why, oh why, didn't you check on us sooner?" I quickly turned off the smoke detector, cracking the window to let the fresh flow of air through, and the smoke wafted away. The burnt cookies sat there, mocking me, but instead of despair, I found humor in the situation. Who knew baking cookies could turn into a full-blown fire drill? As a consolation prize, I grabbed a spoonful of the dough I had stored in the fridge, reasoning that raw cookie dough was definitely safer and much more delicious than the disaster lurking on my baking sheet. Lesson learned. Next time, I'll keep an eye on the oven and maybe consider a simpler recipe, or, I'll just stick to the dough. That was a really good story, and she signs off by "made it out of the kitchen alive." Well, thanks for that story. That was funny. I think we all have a burnt cookie incident where we figure we've got the recipe just right. Maybe we forget to adjust the oven rack, or maybe our oven cooks a little hotter. Mine cooks a little hotter, so I have to be careful baking. But yeah, thanks for sharing that kitchen cookie disaster story. And I look forward to reading more of your stories. Thank you. And I want to thank our viewers for this short little video on just reading of the viewers' letters. Until next time, remember to be kind to nature and go out into the forest as often as you can. And like, share, and subscribe, and ring the bell to get notified of future videos I post. And I look forward to reading your letters and your short stories too. Thank you.